listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Good afternoon, Tiny. I forgot what time of day it was.
He's back, everybody.
I am. I'm back with a vengeance. You know, it's like Rambo Part 2 or whatever. I got some pretty good stories this week. I got a Bigfoot story here. You got anything good over on your side?
Well, we have some more Elon Musk news, and we also have a woman who threw her dog in the oven because she thought it contained the spirit of her ex-boyfriend.
Okay, logical. That sounds logical. But I feel like we should start out. Let me give an opportunity to...
we await your excuses.
Well, first of all, I was going to thank the other John, John Horton, for filling in for me. So
yes.
He did a wonderful job, I felt like, listening back. Definitely on this side of the table raised the intelligence level by an exponential amount. He did a very good job. I was actually out. My niece and nephew both got baptized over in East Toboga.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, and so we went over there. Didn't make it back. You know, doing family stuff, eating after church and all that. So,
yeah.
Wasn't gonna be able to make it out or make it back, and John luckily was able to fill in, you know, swoop in here, do a good job, provide an entertaining podcast with some great commentary, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to just not do a show.
Right.
Because I know we have dozens of people who this is probably the highlight of their week.
Yes,
turn us on and listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
but
right. No, I know my parents, it's their Monday morning ritual. So... at least they needed something to do on Monday now, you know.
Yes.
So you don't.
Also, John Horton, it was super late notice.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Again,
he swooped in with really zero notice.
Right.
So,
huge,
which is a whole.
Huge thank you.
Yeah, which is on me. That's my fault. But I'm glad John was able to fill in and did a great job. He's a really cool cat. Anyways, much cooler than I am, and I like him and his wife and his family. They're great people. So. Wanted to start out and say thanks to him. You know, got a little more exciting news here. I want to hit at the top. We're going to come back to it later on, but we actually have what I would call a sponsor.
That's a sponsor.
Yeah, a sponsor.
We have landed our first sponsor with world famous.
Yes, the world famous Cajun Curl. It's Bayou Blended Original Spice. My good friend Brandon White, fellow Eagle Scout, owns this right here, and it's a spice you can use in cooking. He actually made some potato chips. They have like a potato chip maker thing, and they are awesome. My son Hudson ate my entire bag that was brought for me this afternoon. He loved it. So we're gonna talk some more about that. But it's pretty amazing. If you're into cooking, you can use it on beef, pork, your fish, you got poultry, potatoes. Talk about sprinkling it on popcorn. I mean, it's where it's at, you know, if you like a little bit of spice, but something that's not going to overpower you with heat, you know, some stuff.
And it's always nice to kind of support somebody local.
Yeah, right.
Hometown guy, you know?
All natural ingredients too. You know, if you're into that kind of thing, of course, I'll stick a preservative in my body just for fun, you know, just see what happens. But I mean, some people are really health conscious, all natural ingredients. Yeah, local business, local company here. To Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but they kind of distribute worldwide from what I understand.
Right.
If you're on the internet, you can check it out at CajunCurl.com. That's spelled exactly like you think it would, CajunCurl.com. See what he's got to offer.
And it is delicious.
Yeah, and we'll have a little bit to give away over the next coming weeks, but I wanted to hit that, you know, right at the beginning before we get into our stories. Because
and we're not just plugging something. Yeah, we're not just plugging something that we don't really know about.
Right,
we have actually tried it. It's some good stuff.
It's great.
We're on the internet. You can trust us.
Yes, right.
It's good.
Yeah. And I mean, do anybody out there that's got a product you want us to try out to see if it's worthy to be sponsored? Because, I mean, I would tell you.
We can't go and support just anybody.
Yeah, right. If he would have brought this to me and have been trash, I'd have been like, I don't know. You know, I don't know if we can do it.
This just doesn't level.
Right.
This doesn't match Earth Oddity standards.
That's right. Yes, the very high standard we set.
But we are very pleased to announce that world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice has passed the Earth oddity quality test of passing colors.
And I would think if anyone looked at you and I, they would know that we're authorities on food anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, no, that's good. Anyways, just wanted to mention that before we'll hit it again later on, but to let everybody know that's out there now, and we're moving along, moving up the ladder in the podcast world.
Yeah, we are.
Because we have a business partnership, so to speak, with world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice.
Yes, contains no puppies.
Yeah, no puppies, no preservatives either. Actually, so I don't know. Do puppies contain preservatives?
Probably.
I mean, there's a Chinese buffet joke there somewhere that we should probably stay away from.
Probably. We did talk about that in an earlier episode.
Yes, we did.
They were not. The reason they were going out and assassinating dogs is because they didn't have Cajun Curl spice.
That's right. But I'll tell you what, if you're one of our Asian friends who are into that, listen, because we're worldwide. Yeah. Somebody downloads us in the Philippines.
That's true.
If you're into eating dogs, put a little Cajun Curl on it.
Yeah, try it. It's good.
Kick it up a notch.
I'm sure it's good.
It is great. I'm sure it would be. I was saying. Let's see. You want to lead off or me here?
I'll lead off.
Okay.
We are going to talk about a man who I'm a huge fan of. This is Elon Musk.
Oh,
and if I can get my stinger here.
Elongated muskrat.
But eventually you can transform Mars into an Earth-like planet. The fast way and the slow way. The fast way is drop thermonuclear weapons over the poles.
You're a super villain.
Elon Musk, and I apologize, this story is actually a little bit late. He was speaking at South by Southwest. Figgy Figface out there, he usually keeps me up to date on Elon Musk news, so I feel like you kind of dropped the ball on this one, but that's okay.
We all get a little busy.
Yeah, that's true. But he says, the headline here, AI is more dangerous than nuclear weapons.
Okay.
He had made some statements that he felt humanity needed to come together and kind of focus on putting a colony on Mars in case nuclear war was to break out here on planet Earth and there's a little seed of humanity over there on the planet Mars. But then he kind of I guess he didn't really backtrack, but he did come out and say, yes, we need to do that, but by the way, AI is a bigger threat than nuclear weapons.
Well, and I read somewhere, I guess it may have been in that article where Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, was kind of like, yeah, you're being a little overreacted here about it.
He thinks he knows everything.
I was thinking, Elon Musk put him in his place. He was like, you don't even know what you're dealing with here, buddy. Like I'm putting cars in outer space. You're running a thing people share cat videos on,
Yes. Anyway, he says that he doubled down on his dire warnings about the danger of artificial intelligence. The billionaire tech entrepreneur called AI more dangerous than nuclear warheads and said there needs to be a regulatory body overseeing the development of superintelligence. Speaking at the South by Southwest Tech Conference in Austin, Texas on Sunday, and now this is a while back, a couple Sundays back. It's not the first time Musk has made frightening predictions about the potential of artificial intelligence. He has, for example, called AI vastly more dangerous than North Korea. And before that, he said that he's called for regulatory oversight in the past, and he did again at this con.
Yeah.
Some have called his tough talk fear-mongering. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg said that Musk's doomsday AI scenarios are unnecessary and, quote, pretty irresponsible. And which I think, if you're calling for caution, how is that irresponsible?
Yeah. Well, I would like to remind, I think Facebook was the one who had the 2 AI programs that developed their own language. They had to shut it down.
Yeah.
Wasn't that right?
I think it was Google.
Oh, okay.
Still,
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Harvard professor Steven Pinker, he's also criticized his Musk tactics. Musk, however, is resolute, calling those who push his warnings fools. The biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do, and they think they're smarter than they actually are, said Musk. This tends to plague smart people. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than they are. So they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed.
That's a great point.
Which that's tough talk, but I think he makes a great point.
I want to see Elon fight some people.
I want to see him. Well, maybe I don't. I was going to say I want to see him fight an AI, but
yeah, I don't know. Robots have that crazy robot strength stuff. So,
right.
He'll rip his arms off or something.
Which I guess we kind of did see that in Avengers: Age of Ultron. When
I
Tony Stark, he went up against Ultron.
I didn't even watch that, but I'm gonna take your word for it. I was thinking Terminator.
Yeah.
Which he did use the phone book to look up the guys. You know, it's like the most advanced weapon in the world. And then he had to use the phone book to find the little.
Well,
kid.
that was before the internet, so
That's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Which is it's neat when you think about it.
It is.
He says, this is Elon Musk talking, I'm really quite close. I am very close to cutting edge in AI, and it scares the heck out of me, said Musk. It's capable of vastly more than anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential. Musk pointed out to machine intelligence playing the ancient Chinese strategy game Go to demonstrate rapid growth in AI capabilities. So do you remember this? This is a story like... For the longest time, they had AI programs to play chess. And they're like, oh, they'll never beat us in chess. Well, they beat us at chess.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm not familiar with Go, but apparently this is a Chinese strategy game that is like chess, you know, to the whatever power. It's like it's even more difficult to play.
Chess developed in India, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm a big chess fan.
Cool.
I play a little chess. You play?
Yeah, I've never said the word checkmate other than just in casual conversation.
That's kind of how I am too. I'm not very good. In fact, my sons are equally as good as I am, and they are 12 and 10 respectively. So
yeah, chess is one of those few games where I feel like there's no luck involved whatsoever.
It's all skill.
100% skill,
and you have to have a lot of forethought about what's going on and what your opponent may do, and forking on tiles and crazy things, you know. Anyways, not to get into chess.
Genghis Khan was like a master of chess.
Sure he was.
Before he was even a teenager.
That dude took over like the entire world at the time, pretty much.
But as good as he was in chess, I don't think he could beat these AIs that they're coming out with now. It really is kind of scary. And it's so scary that Elon Musk himself is like, we need to keep tabs on this guy.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
You know? I think that it's really scary. The potential, and of course, I don't consider myself smart at all. In fact, I don't think anyone who listens to this will consider me smart. You know, anybody. I'm sure my mom would say it because she still tells me I'm handsome and stuff. But, you know, other than that. But I think the potential, like, it could be a runaway train, you know?
Yeah,
like
it really
you don't know what's going to happen. You may think you know, but you don't know. It's like I don't know. That sounds like an MTV promo for one of those old shows. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Made. Yeah. I don't remember if that show is like you think you know what happens.
But yeah, it's like machines don't learn like people do,
right? And
they don't forget like people do.
Exactly.
So every time you tell a machine something, it's not going to forget that. It's going to retain that, and it's just going to continue to get smarter and smarter and smarter at an ever accelerating rate.
Yes. And the fact that it can, you know, AI now can base and learn off of interactions it has with humans or other computers seems extremely dangerous to me, you know? That's like some supervillain stuff. Like you just find you're an AI, whatever, controls nuclear weapons or something, and you start develop, you know, a language to talk to it. And next thing you know, it's launching nukes all over the globe. I don't know. I don't know how it all works. Like
Musk, he called for a body of oversight over the development of AI, which that seems like that'd be kind of hard to do. I mean, what's going to stop some genius in his mom's basement, like doing it on a computer that he's got? You know,
yeah, that would be kind of difficult.
But he says, I am not normally an advocate of regulation and oversight. I think one should generally err on the side of minimizing those type of things. But in this case, where you have a very serious danger to the public, it needs to be a public body that has insight and then oversight to confirm that everyone is developing AI safely. This is extremely important. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anybody to build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far more. So why do we not have any regulatory oversight? This is insane.
Well, I mean, to me, I agree with him. And I'm like I don't know. I don't know where I land on the political spectrum. I'm kind of all over, but I'm for less oversight usually. Usually. But yeah, I could see. I mean, you want some government oversight. You would like for them to make sure the stuff you're eating and consuming is not horrible. Which they kind of dropped the ball on that a few times. But for something like this, like I think, and so does Elon, elongated muskrat.
Yes.
It thinks that we need a little oversight. Like I say, it would be kind of hard. But then again, the NSA knows everything you ever do on the computer ever. So if you're trying to upload a program to the internet, I'm sure someone, somewhere, it's stored. So.
Well, another thing, if the AI, if it hits the internet, can it ever really? I mean, once anything hits the internet, can it be?
I don't think so.
It's like opening a Pandora's box.
Right. Yes. Which had that conversation with my kids. Like, if you ever do anything dumb and it gets on the internet, it's going to be there. It's going to be there forever. Yeah. I mean, if you take a picture with a funny face, next thing you know, you're a meme. Everybody's talking. Like, just so you know. I mean, be aware that's there. So
yeah.
But yeah. Anyways.
He also he deleted Facebook pages this week. Did you know that?
I did know that. I did hear that. Like somebody asked him to, and he was like, "Well, I don't even know if I have it."
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my phone going off there. He was like, "I don't even know if we have a Facebook page," which seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
You probably know. I think he was playing coy there, but yeah, he went ahead and deleted it.
I think he was really just taking a shot at Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. Yes. It's been a rough week for Facebook, by the way.
Yeah. Verified Facebook pages of Elon Musk rocket company SpaceX and electric car maker Tesla disappeared on Friday, minutes after the Silicon Valley billionaire promised on Twitter to take down the pages when he was challenged by his users. Somebody tweeted at him, quote, "Delete SpaceX page on Facebook if you're the man." And then he responds to this, "I didn't realize there was one. Will do."
There you go.
Facebook pages of SpaceX and Tesla, which had millions of followers, are no longer accessible. Musk had begun the exchange by responding to a tweet from WhatsApp co-founder Brian Acton on the hashtag delete Facebook tag. The hashtag gained prominence after the world's largest social network upset users by mishandling data, which ended up in the hands of Cambridge Analytica, a political consultancy that worked on U.S. President Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign. "What's Facebook?" Musk tweeted. Many users also urged the billionaire to delete the profiles of his companies on Facebook's photo-sharing app, Instagram. And he responded, "Instagram's probably okay, as long as it stays fairly independent," which I think he probably just don't want to take down his Instagram.
I think Elon here knows what most people in marketing know, and that is your target audience for Instagram is much younger, and those are going to be the people who will ultimately work or invest in this company for the next 50 years, as opposed to your target audience Facebook, which is mainly baby boomers and Gen Xers like us. So,
right.
So he's probably just like, nah, that's my market I'm going for there. Those are going to be the people that are going to Mars.
Like, no, that one's cool.
Yeah, right, yeah. No, I think they're good.
He says, "I don't use Facebook and never have, so don't think I'm some kind of martyr or my companies are taking a huge blow. Also, we don't advertise or pay endorsements, so don't care."
What if this is like a fabricated battle between Zuckerberg and Musk? Like rap stars will get mad at each other and they like let out a diss track, and then this guy comes back with a diss track, but they're both just doing it to get publicity for themselves, like, oh, this guy hates this guy or whatever. What if this is like the same type of thing? I don't know. Where
do I go to order my Team Muskrat shirt right now?
I don't know. But maybe we need to start a beef with somebody, Like, get mad at Joe Rogan or whoever,
Joe Rogan, he would pound us into the ground.
I think he's got like years of stand-up comedy experience dealing with hecklers.
We need to pick somebody weaker than us.
We got to work our way up the ladder.
This article also, it goes into the whole thing where that little tit for tat that he and Zuckerberg had.
Yeah.
Where he said that last year a war of words broke out between Musk and Zuckerberg over whether robots will become smart enough to kill their human creators. When Zuckerberg was asked about Musk's views on the danger of robots, he chided naysayers whose doomsday scenarios were irresponsible. And in response, Musk simply tweeted, "His understanding of the subject is limited." So
that's like a nerd fight. Yeah, no, you're dumb. Well, excuse me. That's all interesting, but let's move on to the real news.
Yes.
Here, which is a North Carolina group claims that they have evidence that Bigfoot exists.
Uh-oh.
Yes, and as everyone knows, our loyal listeners, I believe in Bigfoot, and apparently,
and I would like to believe in Bigfoot.
Apparently, my friends in North Carolina here claim they have evidence. A group in North Carolina is claiming they have evidence that Bigfoot exists, and this comes from foxcarolina.com. The group, North Carolina Bigfoot, not a very original name, I would like to say, has posted photos that they claim the evidence of Bigfoot, including footprints and bent branches over the years. They claim evidence of Bigfoot sightings have been found in Pender County, in the Wari Forest, and Lake Hickory. The fascination with Bigfoot is also spreading to North Carolina classrooms. All right, that's good. We get people, in the schools get their learning about Bigfoot. Instructor Jim Charneski offers the class North Carolina Bigfoot at Maryland Community College. He began teaching the class 4 years ago. He said he became involved with the Bigfoot Research Field Organization 10 years ago and now serves as an investigator for the organization.
Community college, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a degree from community college, so I can't talk.
I actually have a degree from community college.
You're doing better than me, sir.
Yeah. It took me 3 years to get it, by the way. I don't want to brag, but it did. Yeah. But really, the story behind that, my first year of community college, I took a bunch of classes. I was on scholarship, by the way, music scholarship. And I took classes with Deidre that I didn't necessarily need. Because she was taking like all her prerequisites for nursing school. Mm-hmm. And so then the next 2 years I took classes.
And you wanted to be able to study with her.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to hang out with my girl. It was free, basically. Yeah. So why not?
Makes perfect sense.
I was living at home, saving money, working on the farm. I was time of those years in community college, no joke, time of my life. I mean, you can't say that once you have kids and all that, because that's supposed to be your time of your life or whatever, and it is. But I mean, no responsibilities, money. I'm living at home. And
you can't take classes on Bigfoot at
No, Bevel State didn't offer Bigfoot classes. I would have been in there.
You can't go to Harvard and learn about Bigfoot.
No, not at all.
Why do I go to Harvard?
You go to Maryland Community College, which is
absolutely.
I'm sorry, it's not Maryland. It's Mayland Community College.
Mayland.
Yeah, man. Should put my community college education to work here and read a little better.
That's cool. I can fix it.
Yeah. Anyways, it's fine. Let it roll. I'm fine. Warts and all. That's where I'm at. According to Charneski here, the class covers Bigfoot history in North Carolina and Bigfoot research and investigations. He said this television show, Finding Bigfoot, has brought more attention to the topic. Charneski said he had a sighting of Bigfoot approximately 4 years ago near the North Carolina/South Carolina border. He was hoping to offer a similar class in Asheville, and he encourages people to keep an open mind about Bigfoot sightings. Keep an open mind, he says. There are more sightings in our area than what most people are aware of. I don't think they're all misidentifications. So there we go. Right. We got academic research here showing that there may be a Bigfoot.
Well, there's evidence. I give them that. What's the thing with the footprints, dermal ridges?
Yeah, right. They have
it can be faked, but it's not the easiest thing to fake. It's not getting faked by some meth addict in Jasper.
Right, exactly. Which I don't know if this is completely off the point, but I don't know if you saw this, but there was a police chase in Tuscaloosa. It ended up at the Tuscaloosa Walmart. Did you see that?
Yes, we actually tweeted that out last night after it happened.
The Tuscaloosa headline was like, Tuscaloosa News headline was like, meth or police chase of meth addict ends at Tuscaloosa Walmart. And I was like, that's the most Alabama headline I've ever seen in my life. But
the article I read, he crashed his car into the concrete,
like the barriers, right?
Yeah, the barriers out front, like those little pillars. What do they call them, pylons or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he crashed into those, which I now know why those are there. Exactly. Super responsible.
Yes, thank you, Walmart.
Way to go, guys. Yes. And then he ran out of his car and he ran in and says that they told him to drop right in front of the express lane, and so he got on the ground.
Well, if you're there with your buggy, it's already late at night. They don't have enough, checkout things open.
I was about to say, they've only got 3
Right.
checkouts open.
And that thing, and it goes down in there, and you're just like, oh, I gotta wait another 30 minutes to get up here. Like, I knew I should have went to Publix earlier today.
Yeah.
But I gotta make this casserole for church in the morning or whatever.
Palm Sunday.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, that was off the subject, but still, I saw that like literally right before I drove here, and I was like, man, that is an Alabama headline.
That's crazy.
I'm a methed up guy running to Walmart. Like, that was like his only refuge.
Yeah,
maybe.
they read off his rap sheet, and he had
been in a little trouble.
I was about to say, he's got a history.
Usually, if you're running from the law, you're probably already got a few
at
priors.
one point he had told the police officers they need to stay off his property. Like where I forget where he was from, but he told him he had the right to bear arms. Which I'm thinking, if you're a felon, technically, no, you don't anymore.
Maybe he's not one of those sovereign citizen people. You know, have you ever seen anything about those guys?
Yeah, that's actually pretty fascinating.
Yeah, they're a little weird. You know,
Google Sealand. That's a fascinating story.
Oh yeah,
are you familiar with that?
No.
We'll talk about it some other time. But it's basically a little platform off the coast of the UK somewhere where this dude just moved in there, said, "This is my own country," and he's been in like years of litigation, and I think some countries consider it another country,
like
and some don't. But
it?
it's just him and his family. And I think he sets up like a lot of computer servers there, people who want to have no oversight from anybody, you know.
Probably money laundering, things like that. Yeah,
and some other abhorrent things that are going on the dark net.
Sure, yeah.
This probably got a server dedicated somewhere in Sealand. If I'm not, now maybe that's the last time I checked. It's been a few years.
If you're out there, Sealand guy, you happen to download our podcast and listen.
But they got a flag. They got a currency.
All right, yeah. I think those are things you would need.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you could just say, I live in Northport in Vestavia neighborhood, and I'm a sovereign citizen, and you can't come on my property, or I'm going to travel on your roads and use things, and I'm not going to pay my taxes and stuff like that. Yeah. Seems a little overboard.
Right. Well, since we talked about Bigfoot, and this is a super short article, but can't let this go unmentioned. Carcass of strange sea creature washes up on a Georgia beach.
There we go.
It says here,
spring break's been rough on a lot of people.
I guess so. Golden Isles, Georgia. A boater discovered a strange sea creature that washed ashore on a southeast Georgia beach. Jeff Warren said he spotted the deceased animal Friday afternoon with his son at Wolf Island National Wildlife Refuge in Golden Isles, Georgia. At first, he thought that the creature was a dead seal, but upon further investigation, he described it as looking more like a, quote, Loch Ness type thing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. With its elongated neck and small head, the sea animal in a way appeared to look like an animal from prehistoric times. Action News JAX reached out to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for more information on what kind of animal it could be. Director Dan Ash said some sea animals have a way of decomposing where they can resemble a plesiosaur. Typically, he said, a 30-foot basking shark can decompose in a way where it looks like it has a long neck and a tiny head, resembling the prehistoric creature. So they don't know what it is. I did go look at the video, and it probably is something that just looks like a dinosaur. It's still pretty cool. Like there's a little
I see it.
There's a little picture right there on the article, and it's not big. It's like a little, it's about the size of a seal.
Yeah.
But it looks like a little little Scottish water horse that just washed up on the beach, So
yeah, you got me. I love that. But I don't know. You walk down the beach, see something weird. You don't know what it is. The sea is pretty fast. We've explored. Where did I read? Like more of space than we have like our sea or something like that, because
we have telescopes that can look way out there, but we can't see like way down deep in the ocean.
And we don't have the instrumentation to take all the pressure of getting down that far. So who knows what's out there?
Yeah,
it's another reason why I don't like swimming when I go to the Gulf. Yeah, Shark Reef ruined it for me, but still, there's all kind of stuff down there.
Giant squids, kraken.
Yes. Exactly. So the next article here I chose because I have a little bit of expertise in this area.
All right.
It's called "You're Not Tripping. LSD is making a comeback."
Oh, great.
Yeah, in case you ever thought it went away. It didn't go away when I was in college. That's all I'll say. There were scientists and writers in the 40s and 50s, mystics and musicians in the 60s and 70s, neo-psychedelic counterculturalists in the 80s and 90s, and in the 2010s, they're back as college students. They are users of LSD, the psychedelic drug that causes visual hallucinations, a distorted sense of time, and a feeling of euphoria.
Far out, man.
Far out, man. The proportion of the 18 to 25-year-olds who reported using LSD in the past year grew by 40% between 2013 and 2015. Yeah, that's quite an uptick. According to a government-funded survey. The upswing reflects not only new uses for LSD, like taking small doses to improve creativity or focus. That's called microdosing, by the way. That's nothing new.
Right.
It's called microdosing. But also a shift in attitude among students who see the illicit drug as relatively safe and even potentially beneficial despite the risk. Nick Morris here says people start out of curiosity. They use it casually. While at the University of Colorado in Boulder, he graduated in 2015, and he said people are curious about expanding their minds and developing new thought patterns. A lot of people do it just to see what it feels like.
Right.
That's pretty common among drug users. Part of the reason for the upswing in LSD use is that the student population tends to be less afraid of the drug than in previous decades. So, in decades before, there was a lot of, don't take acid, you're going to think you can fly and jump off a building. Well, there's not so many anti-LSD. It's more anti-heroin, anti-opioid type stuff. So they're not getting as much of a PR blitz telling them to stay away from it. Take it in tab form for those unfamiliar. Acid, as it's commonly known, evokes images of drug-fueled escapades, people jumping out of windows while tripping because they believe they can fly, or staring at the sun for so long they went blind. Though some of those stories have been proven false, instances have been of people behaving erratically and even violently while on LSD are well documented. But although some users have had bad trips with negative effects like panic attacks, flashbacks, and psychosis, White says students today don't have the same negative associations with LSD that their parents and grandparents did, because LSD use fell significantly in the early 2000s following in a drop in availability. Some of the stigma has been removed, White says. Students today are more open to it. They haven't grown up with the same scare tactics. So it's kind of like what I was saying.
Right.
Now, let's see here. Get to this next part where I was reading. Students have different reasons for wanting to try LSD, from enhancing their experience at music festivals to going against the grain of society, says Kyle Bueller, who founded hallucinogen.
Anyone?
Yes. He founded hallucinogen-oriented news site Psychedelics Today, which is actually, I don't know why I didn't have that idea. Bueller, who's 29, says that it's sometimes seen as a rite of passage or part of typical young adult exploration, like experimenting with alcohol or other things. Psychedelics are not new, but the internet makes information spread like wildfire, and new information keeps growing. So they go on to talk about how people are using LSD more and more now. And let's see, I'm trying to find this quote here. Okay, there's it has what some people believe are psychological benefits. Here's a scientist talking about while tripping doses may lead to a variety of perpetual distortions, light doses have been associated with mood improvement, increase in sensory perception, possibly better social collaboration. There is a continued consideration as to where LSD might help persons suffering from anxiety or depression, but it's still being studied, and it's been studied for years, by the way, by psychologists. It's when really kind of broke out in the 60s as they were using it in Stanford to do, see what would happen. Let's dose these people up and see what they do. Are they going to kill people? But anyways, more and more people are using LSD, and I would like to welcome them personally into the Grateful Dead fandom, like myself and many others have. Done.
Also, if you're tripping on LSD, if you listen to Earth Oddity, guaranteed good trip.
Oh, yeah.
No
Guaranteed.
bad trips listening to Earth Oddity
Yes.
podcast.
No, look, we're here to guide you and help you.
Yes.
And we're not going to scare you. I will say, and let me just, a disclaimer out here to my mother and father that, I haven't always been perfect. I've made a lot of missteps in my life. But it said in there that it was not as available in the early 2000s for college kids, but I never experienced that in my entire time.
Gotcha.
Really, it was one of the more affordable options in the that whole genre of illegal drugs.
Right.
And definitely got a good bang for your buck. Had some pretty interesting times. But I would not recommend, for just your general listener out here, any children and stuff, you definitely want to stay away from it. Because
Right.
I do think it made me a lot weirder than I normally would have been. It probably changed a lot of the way I did. It reflected definitely in my grades in college. And so I'll just say, just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. All right? We all make mistakes in life.
I know this makes me sound super lame, but everybody's jumping off a bridge. Are you going to do it too?
Exactly. Yes. Right. If you're taking acid, you will. I'll just say that much. If you dosed up. Or maybe, and I'll just say this because there's one person who, if they listen to this, will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you spend an entire night in a trailer in Auburn, Alabama on LSD and then get up and drive to Prattville the next morning to develop a roll of film in a Walmart, you have made some poor choices along the way. Okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of laws that were broken from driving a vehicle impaired and everything else. So we made some poor choices. But we definitely can laugh about it now because we live. But we could have died. We all could have died. I mean, there were a lot of things that went on that night. So anyways, just want to say hello to my friend who's listening. He's a regular listener, so he'll remember.
Good PSA there, John.
Yeah.
Well, this next story is really something else. Massive asteroid. Hold on. This comes from the Financial Express, and the headline is Massive Asteroid Likely to Hit Earth. Here's how NASA plans to hammer it.
All right.
NASA is planning to launch a nuclear spacecraft named the Hypervelocity Asteroid Mitigation Mission for Emergency Response.
Okay.
Better known as this acronym, HAMMER.
If they're not playing MC Hammer, like in the background every day when they're at work, something's wrong with them,
I think they're trying to tell all the asteroids.
Can't touch this.
There you go. I think we're on the same wavelength,
You can't touch this.
You don't get that with the other John. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Anyway, preparing itself to protect life on Earth from a potential asteroid attack, NASA has developed this 8-ton spacecraft that would be capable of deflecting a huge space rock in case it happens to hit planet Earth. Ian's, which I didn't know what that was. That's the Indo-Asian News Service. They did a report, and they said in that report on Friday, Bennu, a 1,600-foot wide asteroid, so we're naming asteroids now.
Oh, sure, why not?
Is considered to be a near-Earth object, or an NEO, and that would be hitting Earth with 14.5 megatons of TNT if it was to hit. Although the risk is slightly less, Bennu is reported to have been circling around the sun at a speed of 63,000 miles per hour, and it is at a comfortable distance of 54 million miles from Earth.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. The OSIRIS-REx mission by NASA is already on its way to Bennu to collect samples, and experts have calculated the time and expense that would be required to stop or destroy the asteroid that was discovered in 1999. Since its discovery, Bennu has regularly been monitored, and experts have calculated that the time needed to build a spacecraft HAMMER is 7.5 years from the craft being built and launched to that. How can I word this? They need 7.5 years to build the spacecraft and launch it
Right.
before it hit Earth to be able to intercept it, to fly Bruce Willis up there and take care of it and everything.
Well, I'd like for her to put a little speed on. Like, let's speed that up.
Yeah, that's true.
Put that in overdrive. We need
Especially
to get ready a little ahead of
here
time.
a few years ago, there was one that hit Russia. Remember that? It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Like they didn't even pick it up.
I know.
I don't know.
And I remember, what was it, like the week before, they were like, okay, we're going to miss this one, and one went by and missed us, and then like the next week, nobody knew, and one hits, and it was like a big deal.
Right.
Remember that?
They're like, hey, we're all looking at the wrong, like our attention was over here, and then this other comes in blindsides. It's like playing dodgeball. You're like, miss the one, and then they get hit in the side of the head from the other side of the world.
In its report, Ian's quoted Dante Loretta, a professor at the University of Arizona, who said that Bennu's impact would be 3 times higher than all nuclear arms exploded in the past. She went on to say that the asteroid would release energy equal to 14.5 megatons of TNT, which they said that earlier in the article. However, the study also said that Earth required years of warning to bring the deterrent plan in action. Earth has been hit by asteroids with much regularity, but most of them were too minute to bring about major destruction, and many fell in scantily populated areas, causing minimal damage. What was that one that hit Russia? The Tuscanga event or whatever? Yeah, right. They think it was an asteroid. Right. They really don't know. Yeah, but it was basically out in Siberia where nobody was. There's this huge explosion. Yes. According to the report, it said that Near-Earth Object Study Center and NASA recorded 73 asteroids that have a 1 in 1,600 chance of hitting the planet Earth. So
1 in 1,600 is pretty good odds.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's
better than the lottery,
That's really cool. They're designing this 8-ton spacecraft to take care of us, but I think we need to speed that up. Yeah, 7.5 years.
Let's get to jump on that. I don't know. It's like when the interstate, tears up and they work on it 24 hours a day in shifts to get it fixed so it doesn't, mess up traffic. Yeah. We should be doing the same thing with this. I don't know, putting in 8-hour days and getting this thing done quick enough for me.
I bet Elon Musk could get it done in a year.
Exactly.
That is legit.
That is legit. I was a huge MC Hammer fan.
I was
For everybody out there, I am not ashamed to say it. MC Hammer was awesome. Still is awesome. You put on MC Hammer at a party with people our age, and they are going to get hyped. All right? The young kids may not know, they may not understand, but you put on Too Legit at a party, people are going to start doing the whole Too Legit to quit thing.
Yep. He did the Addams Family.
Yes, he did.
Still
they do what they want to do, say what they want to say. I know. I told you, I am a Hammer fan. I would be excited to meet him today.
That would be cool.
I know he's broke, but I would still be excited to meet him.
He was the president of Dare when we were kids, wasn't he?
That's right.
Yeah, he was also one of these few rappers who was actually like a good role model.
He was. Yeah. I mean, his music wasn't.
It was.
Well, he did. He came out. After he went away, he came up with some pretty dirty songs to maybe try to revive his career. They didn't catch on.
Oh, John, why are you destroying my childhood? I knew nothing about those.
He did. You can YouTube the video.
Oh, no.
I can't remember the name of it, though, but oh, yeah. It was
okay, everybody, never mind.
Yeah.
Don't pay any attention.
But when I saw it, I was like, Hammer. It hurt my feelings.
You let us down.
It's probably the same reaction my mom just made on that prior story when I was telling all that. Just like, oh, my baby,
Come on, Hammer. I thought you needed to pray just to make it today.
That's right. Exactly. Oh, man. I tell you, Hammer was good. Hammer still is good.
Yeah.
I think he was on Celebrity Apprentice or something not long ago. I don't know for sure. I may have just made that up. Maybe so.
He made a hilarious nationwide commercial here a few years ago.
He did. I'm happy for Hammer. I think he lost all his money, but I think he's came back and he's still got a good attitude from what I've seen.
Baggy pants are still the most comfortable pants you can wear.
Yeah, you get some of those
parachute pants.
Yeah, I don't know what they were called. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. We're getting close to time. This is a real short story. Florida men, not Florida man, Florida men, plural.
Oh, I remember this.
One disguised in a bull costume allegedly tried to burn down ex-boyfriend's home with spaghetti sauce. there's so
What were you thinking?
There's so much in just that headline. All right, you got one guy in a bull costume.
Was he on LSD?
Maybe so. I don't know. And then they allegedly tried to burn down ex-boyfriend's home with the spaghetti sauce. All right. 2 Florida men are accused of breaking into their ex-boyfriend's home and using ragu sauce to try and burn it down. Which, all right, so 2 guys are breaking into their ex-boyfriend. So was like the boyfriend playing both of them, or do they have like one of those weird polyamorous,
I don't know,
relationship? I don't even want to think about all that.
Regardless, they teamed up against him.
Teamed up against this dude. Derek Irving, who's 36, too old to be making decisions like this, by the way, and John Silva, 28, were arrested on March 13th after allegedly breaking into the home and stealing several items, including a flat-screen television, a window unit AC, and a vacuum. What a weird... who steals a vacuum?
Well, maybe it was a Dyson.
Maybe so.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah. According to Orlando television station WKMC. The victim called 911 after being alerted by security cameras of motion being detected in the house. He said a towel had been placed over one of the cameras. Arriving deputies saw a red SUV leaving the area and conducted a stop. The 2 men inside the vehicle, later identified as Irving and Silva, said they were just picking up clothes from the home. Likely story.
Remember, one of these guys is in a bull costume.
The victim told WKMC that Irving was wearing a bull costume. The men initially denied the burglary, but when authorities went to the home, they found a burning pot of ragu sauce and a washcloth near the stove's burner, which appeared to be an effort to start a fire.
So they were trying to make it look like an accident.
Yeah, like an accident. Like, I left my spaghetti sauce
it's
on.
3 a.m. and I'm hungover. I need to go make some spaghetti.
Right. He was trying to make it look like he left the stove on, but who gets up at 2 a.m. and fixes spaghetti, the victim said. Both were charged with unarmed burglary, grand theft, and arson. Silva is being held on $25,500 bond, while Irving is behind bars without bond. So Irving must have had some priors or something.
He must have.
To not even be offered bond. But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
bizarre story.
Why do you have a bull costume on?
It's like you can almost kind of see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Why the bull costume?
I mean, what? I don't get it. Was it like Ferdinand, the Disney thing?
Was he going for an insanity plea later?
Maybe so. Like I was crazy, a drug-fueled bull costume, burglary, arson.
Did he come from a costume party?
Yeah, I mean... What? Or he just decided. Maybe he's like, dude, I'm feeling the bull costume tonight. I'm a raging bull. Let's go. Who knows? I don't know.
That's awesome.
Things are weird in Florida.
They are.
Florida is like the acid trip of the United States. That should be their state motto.
Which is why so many people go there.
Exactly. I mean, it's a vacation destination. Suspend reality, no time, sense of time. Just weird things going on.
While we're in Florida, what do you say we stay a while?
Let's go.
Headline: Bomb-making equipment seized from Fort Pierce man after explosive detonated in the city. Right. You know what he was trying to blow up?
What was that?
His neighbor's chickens.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm going to tell you, the chickens will get on your nerves. They crow early in the morning.
Fort Pierce, a man who crafted a bomb inside a whiskey bottle and blew it up in another man's backyard, was charged with the crime Wednesday, investigators said. Scott Friedrich Wegner, 55, of the 500 block of Wendell Road, was charged with possession and discharge of a destructive device. An anonymous source called in to report that the neighbor had an IED. The caller said Wegner, who is nicknamed Spider, by the way.
That's a good nickname, by the way.
He was in a dispute with someone over the theft of a BB gun, and he had offered to pay a friend to crawl under the man's home to plant an IED.
Wow. Over a BB gun.
The theft of a BB gun.
Must have had some sentimental attachment to it.
They got some pretty sweet BB guns nowadays.
They really do.
Yeah, that's probably like some prized airsoft
You can kill a squirrel with one nowadays,
Yeah.
It's no like Red Ryder.
Investigators from the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office Fort Pierce Police Department, the FBI, and the BATF all responded to Wagner's home on Wednesday. So he got all of their attention.
Yeah, you go to making bombs, you're going to get some people coming after you.
They didn't find any bomb-making equipment there, but they found 2 empty Canadian Mist bottles, which were in a red golf cart.
Okay. I mean,
Here's what happened. At a home in the 800 block of South 6th Street, they found evidence of an explosion in the backyard. The homeowner, Wagner's friend, said the incident happened on Saturday. Wagner pulled up to the house, or let's say Spider, that's his nickname.
Yeah, Spider.
He pulled up to the house on a golf cart, and they began talking, and they began hanging out. And then he said he was going to kill the dude's chickens in the backyard.
Okay.
At that point, he went to his golf cart. He retrieved a Canadian Mist bottle filled with black powder, sand, and a green fuse, according to the affidavit.
All right, I got you.
He lit the fuse, and he threw the IED into the man's chicken coop, and there it exploded.
Yeah.
They recovered a 1-pound bag of explosive powder, 8 feet of cannon fuse, and a coffee cup with sand, which Wagner had left in the 6th Street home. He was charged by the sheriff's office. He remained late Friday in the Indian River County Jail, and bail was set at $30,000.
Wow. Only $30,000.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, man.
Well, I guess he
Spider.
was...
Spider's got him one in the web.
On the one hand, I'm like, well, he was just, he was attacking chickens. But then on the other hand, he was offering to pay a dude to crawl up under the guy's house.
And, blow.
You can't go putting bombs under people's houses.
No,
Because they took your BB gun.
I feel like gunpowder and sand and a Canadian Mist bottle. I feel like you could have done a little better than that.
Well, thankfully he didn't.
Right.
But
true.
yes.
Yeah. I mean that works. You're gonna have glass shards going everywhere if you want to take out some chickens. But then you're gonna have to pick glass out of the chickens if you want to eat them later on. I mean, you have to be real careful when you go to eat. But
I would like to know how the conversation went when it says he rode up and it said they talked for a while and they were hanging out, and then he's just like, I'm fixing to kill your chickens with this bomb out in my golf cart.
It's a premeditated chicken bombing is what it is, because he was prepared when he rolled up. He's probably drunk. He emptied those. Somebody had to empty those Canadian Mist bottles.
You're not going to pour them out.
No, right. You ain't going to waste good liquor. Good, expensive Canadian Mist.
Yeah.
But so he rolls up in his golf cart. I tell you what, right now, I want my BB gun or whatever is going on. And anyways, that's things are weird in Florida, man.
That's hilarious.
I have another story from Florida here since we're in.
Let's keep it rolling.
Since we're in Florida, Bradenton case of body left in road prompts upcoming change to EMS policy. So. A Bradenton widow is calling for changes in the way Manatee County responds in cases where people die of natural causes in public. After her husband's body was left on the hot road for 3 hours.
No.
Oh yeah. Papa Ross here. Julie Ross' husband, 78-year-old Ty Ross, died of a heart attack back in February, and he had collapsed outside of a Bradenton park. And a resident who lives near the park saw him and called 911. By the time Julie arrived at the scene, her husband had been dead for 90 minutes. She was told by Manatee EMS.
Not the quickest response time there.
No. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they call Deidre, especially if I'm 76, so 30-something years down the road, she's dealt with me that long. She'd be like, when I finish watching my show, I gotta take a shower, put on some makeup. He's already dead. I'll just get over there when I can.
Ask the paramedics to maybe swing through the drive-thru and pick you up a McFlurry on the way.
She was told by the Manatee EMS personnel that removing his body, which was partially in the road, was her problem.
What?
Yes.
You don't do that.
She said she called a funeral home, but they were busy and unable to transport the body right away.
Oh, my goodness.
Then we waited and we waited, Julie told us. The EMS had been there and left, but they had not taken their stuff. He still had a tube running down his throat.
Oh, man.
Did you read this article beforehand?
Yes.
The picture of her demonstrating
We're
this
so bad.
position. I know. This lady just lost her husband, and we can't stop laughing.
Forgive us, Lord.
I have tears in my eyes. Oh, okay. Just go to the show notes, guys. Just go and look at the picture. Maybe that needs to be the picture for the podcast this week.
Show title, Not Our Problem.
Not our problem. That's perfect. Okay. All right. Julie recalls it was a hot day and a neighbor brought her an umbrella to help her shade her husband's body from the sun.
Oh, no.
I mean, I was worried. It was hot. He had been laying out there, Julie explained. I don't know what's going to happen to him. So I held the umbrella over his body, and then the guy came and brought me a chair, so I was able to sit there. Finally, according to Julie, the funeral home was able to come out with a van and transport her husband's body. In total, she said he was there for 3 hours.
That's horrible. No woman should have to go through that.
No. Manatee County EMS said they do not have a policy that differentiates death in public or private locations. As a result of this case, however, that will change. It has been determined that a need for policy improvement pertaining to the death of persons in public locations, both EMS and MSO, which I guess is Manatee Sheriff's Office, have agreed to come up with a solution that improves public perception and provides respect owed to the deceased victims in Manatee County. Julie expressed hope that no other family would have to experience the nightmare she went through. Understandable. And she ends with a quote here: "It was just so disrespectful to leave him in the street. He did not deserve that." So
I know we're laughing because of the absurdity of the
yes.
situation.
Well, and just the way she looked in this picture.
Yeah, because she laid down in the road to demonstrate to people. Some dude was standing there with a camera, and she's like, okay, they finally did move my husband, but I'll just lay down here.
Yeah, here's where he was.
And here's what it was like.
So, like, she's probably from the knee down over the curb hanging out into the road. So if you were driving down the road, you'd have to swerve around her naturally, or her dead husband, in this case. And I'm assuming that the EMS office, because it didn't really state it here, and I didn't do any research, probably doesn't have a policy of transporting, like if we arrive and you're dead.
She calls the paramedics, and they get out there, and they're like, the guy's dead.
The guy's dead. Our job is...
Our job is to save lives, not
transfer.
Help you move.
Yeah, we don't do it. Now, you would think common courtesy just among humans would be like, you know what?
That's what I find so bizarre.
Let's move him up here or whatever.
If somebody hits a deer, they're going to get out there and move a deer.
Yes.
But here's a dude, man, a dude laying in the road. And they're like, hey, hands off, not our problem.
Yeah, we can't do that. And I mean, we stuck a tube down his throat, but he's dead and we're done. And we got to get out of here. We got another call to go on or whatever.
Oh, my goodness.
But also, the people who brought her an umbrella and brought her a chair, could they not say, hey, you know what, grab one arm, I'll grab the other arm, let's just drag him out of the road at least, I know you're grieving, ma'am, and I'm going to pray with you when we're done, and we're going to talk about comfort and peace and the all-knowing, all-encompassing love of our Savior. And
you don't want people swerving around your dead husband.
Yeah, but you don't want him, if one of them runs over his foot or something, I know it's not going to hurt him, but that's going to be traumatic for you to see. Yes. So I'm going to help you get him out of the road.
By the way.
Right, yeah. I'm going to help you get him out of the road, and then we're going to, we'll find, I'll wait with you until the funeral home can get here or whatever. Or maybe I'll just put the seats down in the minivan. Let's load him up in the back of that while we got him, and then we'll take him over there ourselves and drop him off.
Because 3 hours.
3 hours is a long time to wait with your dead husband.
At what point are you like, hey, so can I go get you some, let's go get some donuts or something?
You need a snack here? It's hot. You got a bottle of water here for you? I don't know, man, but her laying here is killing me. Oh, but yeah, I just assumed that it was an error on a lot of people's part. They should, someone...
That's just crazy that can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so... Everybody in this day and age is so sensitive.
Yeah, right.
You think this is the kind of thing that would never go on, at least without, some kind of repercussions.
What about all the people who drove by?
That's a good point.
Yeah. I see my wife's outside. I'm assuming we have a Pinewood Derby problem.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, come in. Come on in. Huh?
Missing wheel. Uh-oh.
Oh, don't worry. I'll put it down.
Mr. Mike, he may have an extra. Is he here yet?
Did it fall off where? Do we have the wheel? We have the wheel. Okay, all right. We just need some glue or something. We're good.
No, you're fine. You
I'll
want
come
to say
fix
hey?
it. I'll come fix it. We're almost done anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut all that out.
Deidre Long, everybody.
That's my wife. Maybe we need to leave it in there.
Maybe.
That's the woman that'll be waiting with me for 3 hours while I lay in the road. But yeah, like I'm saying, all the people who pass by her, or pass by him with her sitting there holding an umbrella over her dead husband.
That's terrible.
That none of them stopped or anything. Like, I gotta get to work. I ain't got time for this. And you find out old boy's
I hope
dead.
that never happens, because you know what? I mean, I'd like to think that I would stop, but
yeah. But sometimes,
but maybe if I don't know he's dead, I
Right.
think that I don't want to get in the paramedics' way.
Yes.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I don't want to get anybody's way.
So man,
That's really how I get out of a lot of.
There's a hilarious story I could share that we just simply don't have time for. But yeah, I don't want to get in the paramedics' way.
No, yeah.
Okay, because I promised this story earlier, I'm going to fly through this story.
Yes.
Right here. This comes from Fox News, and this is: Ohio woman killed her Chihuahua in the oven because she believed that her ex-boyfriend's spirit was inside her pet.
Understandable.
Says here, an Ohio woman was arrested after she allegedly killed a Chihuahua by cooking the dog in an oven because she believed her ex-boyfriend was inside the pet, police said.
Okay.
Noelle Georgia Moore, 28, was charged with first-degree animal abuse in the 7-year-old dog's death. The Oregonian reported a person close to Moore called police Tuesday after the dog was placed in the oven. The smell of burnt hair and flesh was still in the air, a probable cause affidavit read. Moore told police that she had placed the dog in the oven because she believed her ex-boyfriend's spirit was inside the animal, records showed. Moore reportedly suffers from mental health issues. I would say so.
Yeah, I would.
Mental health.
That's a given right there.
Yeah.
You don't even have to write that line in the story. Every person reading it knows.
Mental health professionals had been in contact with a 28-year-old in the past month because of several disturbances, according to the Daily Historian. Man, I would like to know what those other disturbances are. Moore was arrested, and while she was at Columbia Memorial Hospital after Tuesday's event. So somehow she was in the hospital, but that is bizarre. Like, what gave her the idea that her boyfriend's spirit was inside the animal?
How could she
was it leaving the toilet seat up or something?
So, how could she live with herself for sticking this thing in the oven without putting Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice on it?
Come full circle.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's the kind of product marketing you're going to get out of us if you want to sponsor us.
Yes, audience. Don't ever place your pets inside the oven.
No.
But if you do, make sure you add world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice.
If your boyfriend has possessed your Chihuahua and you feel the need to cook that Chihuahua, the best thing you can do is get a nice Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice rub on him, so he comes out flavorful. Your house will smell better while it's cooking. It's all natural ingredients right here in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, from our friends at LeBlanc Trading and Marketing.
Oh, man. Well, do you want to...
CajunCurl.com.
You want to fly through anything,
I think we're good.
Okay.
I really want to do the Uber hits.
I hate we missed that.
Yeah,
one.
I know.
Maybe we'll talk about that one next week.
That was pretty good. That would have tied in well with the dude laying in the road.
Yeah, that would. Well, anyway. All right, how many reviews did we get this week?
We got 2.
All right.
One comes from Jordan Horton. So finally,
that's not a name. That's her name.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah, thank you,
It's
Jordan.
definitely her name. She's not hiding behind a pseudonym, and probably only listened because her father-in-law was filling in for me. But
hey, that's more than Colin did.
That's exactly right.
So,
it says best podcast ever. Definitely one of the best parts of my week. Y'all are so weird, and I love it with a laughing with tears emoji.
Oh, great.
There as well. I'm not sure what you call that one.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
Yes, Jordan.
If you want a pocket knife, send us an
That's
email,
right.
and we will send out a pocket knife.
That's
Still got some pocket knives to hand out.
Jordan also one of my deacon families, her and Colin.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they are under the care of my deaconship. So,
Right. So don't try any funny business, mister.
That's right.
What else we got?
This one is from 15 hours ago. Cheeks Aplenty by Gary Newman. Here in my car, I feel the safest of all. I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars.
Well done, sir.
Yes, thank you, Gary Newman. Cheeks Aplenty.
You win the gift card. Send us an email, and we will have you a
We'll get
gift
that to
card
you.
of your choice out.
That's right. We can kick in some world famous Cajun curl if you're interested.
That's true. How do you want to do this?
I mean, we got a good
we got a good bit.
we
How
can
about
give
to
away.
start with the first 3 people to share this episode's.
I love it.
Like, as soon as we post the show up, it'll
Right.
go up, later tonight, which if you're listening to this, it's already up.
Yeah.
Go to our Facebook page and share the link to this show.
That's
and
right.
the first 3 people to share out that link will get a free bottle of world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Original Spice.
Boom. Yes. We'll do that for you. That's awesome.
You have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast. We thank you so much for the download, no matter
Yes.
where you get us from. You can always email into the show at earthoddity@planetmail.net.
That's right.
You can follow us on Twitter @_EarthOddity. And you can check us out on Instagram.
That's right. Earth_Oddity_podcast.
That is it. We hope all of y'all go out and have a great week. Again, much thanks to world famous Cajun Curl Original Spice. We so look forward to trying that and sharing that with our audience.
That's right.
And also, thank you to Silent Side. I don't plug his stuff enough. He does the music for the show, and he sounds awesome. You can check him out on Facebook. He's got a YouTube channel, and he also listens to his stuff on SoundCloud. Go hit him up.
That's right.
We will see y'all next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
All right, bye.
Bye.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.